Hey kindergarten, it's Miss Corey here and it's math time. We are talking about time right now and how to tell time. We've been working really hard on how to tell time by the hour. We're going to be doing something a little bit differently today. With time, we're going to be learning about AM and PM and how to put time in order. So we know that this is our analog clock. And how many numbers are on our analog clock? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 numbers on the clock. But we don't have 12 hours in the day. We actually have 24 hours in the day. 12 plus 12 is 24. So every day, the hour and minute hand on our clock go around 2 full times because we have 24 hours and not 12. So our day is decided between an AM and a PM. 12 AM is the first time the hour hand goes all the way around the clock, and 12 PM is the second time it goes all the way around the clock. When we say AM and PM, we have some things that we do in the morning and in the afternoon, okay? So AM is typically the morning and PM is typically the afternoon. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at some picture cards and decide, are those things that happen in the AM or are those things that happen in the PM? Okay, so I'm going to hold up a card and we're gonna look at it, okay? So this is a picture of a kid going to bed. So do you think that happens in the AM or do you think that happens in the PM? Yeah, it happens in the PM. It happens at night. Okay, let's look up at this one. Getting dressed. Does getting dressed happen in the AM or does getting dressed happen in the PM? Yeah, it happens in the AM, in the morning. Okay, the next one. The sun is coming up and I'm yawning awake. Does that happen in the AM or the PM? Yeah, it happens in the AM. Oh, I am eating pancakes and milk and an apple. Does that happen in the AM or the PM? It's breakfast. Yeah, it happens in the AM, in the morning. Okay. Oh, now I'm eating chips, a sandwich, and some juice. What time of day is it? Yeah, it's lunchtime, so it's going to be the PM. Okay. I am taking a bath. I am taking a bath. Yeah, for most of us, that's going to happen in the PM. For some of us, that might happen in the AM, but for most of us, that happens in the PM. I am getting my books and I'm going to school. Yeah, that happens in the AM. Okay, now if you took this picture as I'm leaving school, that would be in the PM. Yeah. Okay, how about this girl? She's brushing her teeth. Yeah, this one you should be doing both in the AM when you wake up and in the PM before you go to bed. So I'm actually going to put that one in the middle because I'll put it in the PM, but could we put it on the AM as well? Yeah. Okay, how about this? When do we read books? When do we read books? Yeah, this is another one that you could have almost all day, but our reading time at school is in the AM, so let's put it in the AM. We do it in the morning. When do you get to play with a truck? When might you play? Yeah, we would play in the afternoon. Okay, so we always want to be thinking about the things that we do in the morning and things we do in the afternoon. The things we do in the AM on our first hours and the PM our second hours. Okay, Miss Corey's going to flip this around now and we are going to talk about putting our time in order, okay? So with time, our clock starts at 12 a.m., okay? It starts at 12 in the morning, and we say 12 a.m. At 12 in the morning, we are asleep. That is the middle of the night. So from 12, we just count in order to 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and then 6 a.m. Around 6 or 7 a.m. is when most of us wake up. 6 or 7 a.m. is when most of us wake up. And look, Miss Corey actually can fit those right there. So 6 or 7, maybe even now 8 a.m. is when we wake up. Okay, some of us, if we wake up really early, we might wake up at 5, but most of us are going to wake up at that 6 or 7 a.m. time. Okay, so depending on when you wake up then is when you start eating breakfast, brushing your teeth, all of that. 8 a.m. was when we started going to school. 8 a.m. was when we used to get to school. Okay, then we think of it, 9 a.m. was like when we were doing reading. 10 a.m. was when we went to recess and then came back and had writing. 11 a.m. was when we were finishing phonics and going to lunch and recess. Then at 12 p.m. is when we started rest time and our afternoon. Now if you notice it says 12 p.m. Okay, we have switched from the a.m. to the p.m. We got back to 12. And then it would go back in order from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And that's kind of when we were going to our specials like PE. 2 p.m. we were finishing up specials, beginning win time. 3 p.m. was when we finished school and we would go home. 4 p.m. was probably when you guys were having playtime at home, doing your homework, maybe going to ballet or soccer. Same with 5 p.m. Maybe you were going to your sporting event. Then we have 6 p.m.s, probably when you guys are eating dinner. 7 p.m. 7 p.m. is maybe some TV time, some quiet time with mom and dad. 8 p.m. is probably when you guys are starting to get ready to go to bed. And then 9 p.m., 10, and 11, you are asleep. And then after 11 p.m., we will go back to this 12 a.m. time. So we're gonna do one small activity with these times. Miss Corey's just gonna grab all these times. And one of the things you can do is you can put your times in order. So if we have a bunch of times, if Miss Corey were to just grab like 6 of them, okay, I have 6 of them. What I would do is I would look at all my times. I would look at all these times right here. And I would first just lay them all out. And then I would look to find all of the AM times and all of the PM times. Because when we want to put them in order, we first want to find those AM times. So I found AM, 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 and then I found PM, PM, PM. I'm going to do my AMs first, and I'm just going to go in order starting at the number 1 on to the next biggest number. So I see I have 1 o'clock AM, so that's going to come first, 1 o'clock. Then I have a 4, 4, 6, and 10. 4's next, so it's going to say 4 AM, 6 AM, 10 a.m. So I went in order from the smallest number to the biggest number of AMs. Then I'll do the same thing for my PMs. I have 1 PM, then 4 PM, and then 8 PM. So when you are ordering your time, your hours of your day, you are first finding all the AMs, then you're finding all the PMs. Once you have all your AMs, you're going to put them in order from the smallest number to the biggest number. And then with all your PMs, you'll go from the smallest number to the biggest number again. And that's how we order our time, okay? Sometimes we're lucky and we have just, 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. But sometimes it's going to be harder and we have to do the a.m.s and the p.m.s. So your work today is the first sheet. The first sheet is just matching some pictures, either their a.m. or their p.m. And then the second sheet is you're putting some times in order. Remember, you're thinking about your a.m.s first and your p.m.s second. Now, if you want still some more extra practice with our clocks, our digital and our analog clocks, you can watch the videos that we've had all week, or you can practice with our practice sheets. Our practice sheet that we've had all week, or you can simply say a time and practice making it. I hope you've had fun with our first week of time, counting to the hour. I'll see you next week when we'll make it a little harder.